Hi, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome once again to the Magnolia Community Show. Today, joining us on this career chat series, we have Rosemary Na Amele Ama, who is a Senior Associate Auditor. In a few minutes, I'm going to give her the opportunity to share with us who she is, and then we can walk right through her life journey and help us understand what it takes to be an auditor, amongst other things that we are in for today. My name is Michael Boydie. I'm going to be your host for this session. And I just want to tell you that Magnolia Community is a community where we have programs or events designed specifically to empower the youth of today and tomorrow to ensure that we can contribute to our quota to having a much more responsible youth for tomorrow. So, now welcome once again to this program.
Thank you very much, Mike. I'm truly excited to be here and I'm ready to share my journey with you all as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's good to know. So, before we go into the hardcore details of our conversation, um, just a bit of an icebreaker. Just tell us who is Na, who is Rosemary.
Thank you. Rosemary, a senior audit associate with 6 years of experience in external auditing, specifically financial statement auditing. I graduated with a Bachelor of Business Administration degree with first class honors from the University of Professional Studies, Accra. And I'm currently pursuing an MBA in Accounting and Finance at the University of Professional Studies, Accra, alongside my professional degree. And I'm currently in my second year. I think I'll describe myself as someone who is disciplined, detail oriented, and reliable.
Interesting,
Thank you. Yeah.
reliable, detail oriented.
Yes.
Okay, but now you didn't tell us anything about your personal life. I mean, is not married? Is she
Oh,
engaged? You never know when somebody might be watching who is eyeing you, and we don't want to either spoil the chance or close the
currently,
doors. So yeah, tell us.
currently I'm single. I'm open. Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
outside audits,
right.
basically, I engage in social activities. I'm very active in church as well. I play an important role in church as a financial secretary to the youth ministry.
Okay,
And yes, I engage in gym as well. I mean, for fitness and lifestyle. And then I engage in social activities with my friends and family,
I see.
basically. Yeah.
I see.
Yes.
How is the gymming like? Because I tried it a couple of times and it never worked. I go for two
Yes.
days and I stopped.
Actually, it has to you have to be very consistent. I think for me, what helped me was that the reason for me going to the gym was I had a hard movement when my grandma passed away, so I
Right.
needed a space to like grieve because you have to be strong at home for everyone. So
Mm,
the gym was more or less like my escape route, but then basically it's now a lifestyle. I enjoy it, and it's been part of me for like 3 years now. Yeah,
that's quite impressive. I'm sure I'm going to
yeah.
tap into that grace moving forward.
You
Right.
will, you will.
Right. Right. Okay. So now tell us. We hear a lot about auditing. Okay. For
Yeah.
you, what was that thing that pushed you into that field? Was it something that you had pre-planned whilst you were climbing the you were going through education, or you just stumbled and found yourself in auditing? Just walk us through that
I
journey.
think, yeah, thank you. Well, it wasn't planned. Honestly, even while I was in school, I didn't know what I was going to find myself in after school.
Mm,
But then during my undergraduate studies, I had the opportunity to intern with an accounting firm, CFI Partners, where I was exposed to audit work, and I found it really intriguing. So I decided to do more research into the profession, and then the more and more I searched deeper, and then I became more interested. And fast forward to today and here and now, I've had several years in the journey now. So it wasn't pre planned. I think I was just positioned at the right time, at the right place to figure out my career path right from there. Yeah.
I see. I see. And did you have any kind of misconceptions prior to entering this profession? And when you entered, have you validated those things, or I see you are
Yes.
smiling. Yeah.
Yes, I am because I did have some misconceptions about auditing. At first I thought auditing was just like you taking the balls, you have a checklist and you take, and then I thought like you need to be like extremely good with mathematics to
Right.
to be an auditor. But then right when I entered into the profession, I realized it was way different than that because once you are into auditing, you have to do risk assessment, you have to
Mm,
do internal control evaluation, you have to do compliance, you need to even understand the business process, and then you don't really need to be like very good with mathematics, even though numerical ability is required, but then it requires more or less like your critical thinking, your being attentive to detail, your professional skepticism, and then your communication skills as well is very important. So yeah, it debunked all those misconceptions I had about auditing from start.
okay, that's quite interesting. And I like the fact that you talk about um, some of the key attributes or characteristics that one should have when you enter into the audit field. Um, can you walk us through a typical day, your typical work day? Can you walk us through something like that? Let's see how best we can appreciate ourselves in your high heels.
Thank you. So basically, first of all, you need to understand what auditing is. So auditing has to do with you independently examining the financial records to ensure that they are true and fair, and then they are free from mistakes. And then you also check for accuracy, and then whether the information which has been put out there is reliable.
Okay.
So there are phases of auditing. We have the planning stage, we have the field work where you literally do the main work, and we have the documentation stage, and we have the file completion and reporting. So the planning stage is where you engage with the business, the client, you understand the process, you're also planning your risk assessment, you are also talking about the timelines and then the team you will assemble for the job. And then the field work is where the main work takes place. Either you go to the client's place or you do it in-house, but you request for supporting documents
Mm-hmm.
to assist with the checks you are doing into the transactions you are carrying out. And then the documentation stage is whereby you document all your findings from your field work, and then you put it in a management letter and you present it to the business people. And then the file completion and reporting is like you completing your document, and then reporting is more or less you issuing an audit report to the client as well. Like that's like the ending stage, the final stage of it.
Right. So is there like an individual who starts the process and runs through the whole workflow till completion, or you have a team? So one person goes to the field to gather the necessary insights or information, comes back, and then another person does the documentation, analysis, etc. Do you have something like that, or as an auditor, you need to be an all rounder?
This is a bit but no, but so it's a teamwork. Audit is basically a teamwork. So it's a team that so normally we have a team leader, then the team members. So together they form a team,
Mm.
but then the team leader supersedes and ensures and does the delegation of the activities. So it's always a teamwork. You barely see one individual doing the whole thing. It's literally like a collaboration team that does the whole thing from start to end.
Okay, okay, that's interesting. So in that whole process, or for the period that you've been in this field, what has been the most rewarding aspect of it?
Thank you. I think auditing in its nature is rewarding, but I will say a few things
Mm.
of that. So I think one rewarding moment is we coming to audit is more or less like we identifying weaknesses, risks, control issues, and mistakes that may have gone unnoticed by the management. So we coming into audit will help improve accountability, compliance, and then also impact decision making, which makes it very fulfilling. Another rewarding aspect is that because you are auditing different organizations, you end up learning from different fields. So you're auditing private sector, public
Right,
sector,
right,
NGOs. You
right.
every engagement comes with every client comes with its challenges, and through these challenges, you always learn and meet it. So I think the most rewarding part is that you are always open to learn something new. You are continuously learning something new each time you engage with a business or a client. Yeah,
Interesting, interesting.
yeah.
And maybe I hope your employer is not watching this, but have you ever have you ever been to been on the field, probably go audit with another company, and ever been probably, let me just say, probably been exposed to being poached by that company? Have you ever had that experience before?
I, yes, it happens. It happens. I mean, it happens. It happens.
So what do you do in such a situation? Do you look at, okay, let me check my salary? Nah, I'm too loyal to my employer. I'm not gonna go. What goes through your mind?
Honestly, with auditing, I think uh one core conduct value you should have or you should hold is integrity.
Right.
So I think it supersedes most of the things. So you need to possess that core value. So integrity, the
Integrity.
integrity, yeah, integrity.
Integrity is key.
Integrity makes you stay grounded in your stance.
But so I find that interesting because as an auditor, what what I think, I don't know. That's what sometimes I believe auditors do. And correct me if I'm wrong, but your work is practically supposed to fish out the people who are doing the wrong things, or is that not what it is?
No, the auditor is your friend. We are not like I think that's
Oh,
another
that's what
misconception
they say.
people have
Like
about.
the policeman is your friend. Now,
Yeah,
policeman
they
will
are
arrest
like,
you.
hey, the auditors
You
are
know.
coming, they're coming to find faults. No, no, it's basically not. I think you should see the auditors as your friends because we are there to help you improve your internal controls,
Mhm.
your compliance checks and things. We are your friends. So when we come, we are not like police, like, hey, we are come to catch you, you're doing something fraud. Oh, no, 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 no. We try and make the environment quite friendly so that
But when
everything
you come
goes
and
like
people are doing
well.
wrong things, you catch them.
Obviously, it's part of our
But
way
why you
because we
catch them?
also we
You
are
say
being
you are saying we are
scrutinized
your
by
friends
our
or you are our friends.
regulators. Oh yes, we are your friend because in the sense that
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't be afraid of us. That's what I'm trying to say. But yes, if you are doing the wrong thing, we would report on that as well because we are also being scrutinized by regulators. So if something should goes wrong and we issue a
Mm-hmm.
wrong opinion, it will come back to bite us.
Okay.
So we also need to follow the rules as well.
Totally understand that. And in your experience so far, have you found that um, Ghanaians are people of integrity, or on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say?
Sorry, I'm not laughing, but
this
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 question
is
is
volumes,
hard.
right?
It speaks a lot.
Mm.
On a scale
Okay.
of 1 to 35,
Okay, I'll let you
it's
skip
which
that
one?
question. I'll let you skip that question so you don't get into trouble.
Thank you.
All right, but tell us. So, what has been some of the challenges? I mean, we talk about all the nice things, but what has been the real
Yes.
challenges? Just tell us some of them.
The job is really demanding, especially during peak season. When I say peak season, like busy season, is really demanding because you get assigned on multiple engagements. And this is the case, you're supposed to meet deadlines, you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
manage pressure, you're also supposed to make sure the junior staff are also in line with what they're supposed to do. So it becomes a lot trying to juggle through all that. So the pressure and the time management makes it really hard, like very, very hard for the job, especially during the busy season. So the pressure, the meeting deadlines,
Mm.
and then trying to meet the targets and also the quality of the work as well.
So
It's all
how do you mitigate that, right?
yeah.
Because that's the pressure. That's the challenge that you
Yeah, the
face.
pressure, the deadlines.
Right. So how do you go about it? How do you ensure that yes, the pressure is coming in, the deadlines are pretty tight, but you are meeting them. You are not disappointing your bosses, your clients. How do you ensure that you overcome these challenges?
Yeah. So first off by planning and then prioritizing your
Prioritization,
tasks.
right?
yeah, prioritizing your tasks, and then also delegation, which is very key, because if you take a lot of work and you don't delegate, you're literally going to burn out and you feel the
Right.
pressure way intense. So I think the planning is key, prioritizing your tasks, and also delegation. You need to trust your other colleagues that they can handle their job whilst you prioritize on the main ones that needs to get done by you.
Okay. 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 That's great. That's great. Viewers, if you just joined us, we are interviewing our guest, Rosemary Na Ameli Ama, who is a senior associate auditor, and she has shared a few things about her personal life, about her career journey, and how she found herself in the audit space, and also mentioned that to be a good auditor, you need to be detail oriented, you need to be disciplined, and have a high sense of integrity. These are some of the three essential characteristics that you need to have as an auditor, and by extension as a human being, because she couldn't answer the other question that I asked, but yeah, we'll take it like that. So yeah, now tell us, what made you feel proud about yourself for taking such a decision to enter into auditing? It's fine if you haven't felt
Yeah, I
proud
think.
yet, but I mean, if you have,
Oh,
you
I
can share.
am. I am. I'm very proud of this profession. Like looking back, I mean, I've come far. I think
Mm-hmm.
one proud moment would be so I was reviewing your financial information, and then normally we do comparative analysis where we compare the current year to the prior year, which is like the last year. We compare the movements, the changes. So I think then I realized there was a significant change in one of the transactions, and normally you could have just said, it's normal," but then
Mm-hmm.
I decided to like dig deeper into what was driving these changes. During the investigation, it alerted us that these are some areas we had to put in more attention to. So we need to tailor our procedures according to meet the identified areas that
Right.
needed more attention. And then it made me understand that normally the audit procedures that we put in place is not just about checking like a checklist or taking like, yeah, I've done this, but it's to help us understand what these numbers mean. Like, what is the number trying to say? So it's not just like I'm seeing, okay, this is one, and then okay, it is one on the invoice, or it is showing one, or this the change is one, but then what does this one means? What went on in the organization that resulted in this one?
Right.
And that has made me proud of auditing, because it's like you are constantly investigating, you are asking questions, you're communicating, you're asking what led to this, what led to that, how did it result in this? Okay, so what is the way forward? It's like you are constantly learning something new each time, and that makes me appreciate auditing way more, because I'm very proud of it, because each time you're learning something new. And I mean, as a human being, there's more or less like a self-improvement, something, always learning something new from these procedures that we engage in. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Viewers, I want to remind you that we are streaming live on YouTube, and our pages. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. We come to you live on the second Saturday of every month to have such conversations with you. We often bring in people in industry and professionals in across all the sectors that you can think of. If you have a specific topic or concern that you would like us to also discuss, feel free to leave it in the chat space, and of course, help us to spread this good work that we are doing by sharing with your friends and family, so we can empower more youth moving forward. Now, so I know you've mentioned some of the characteristics. I want you to attempt to give us about three unique skill sets that you think an auditor should have, or anybody who wants to, be in the field should have. Just three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think one would be you having the technical accounting and auditing knowledge is very key.
Mm.
I think the second would be with adaptability, like being able to adapt to changes in the profession as well. And then Another skill will be analytical skills, which is very key in auditing as well.
Okay. Can you take the first one for me again? You mentioned adaptability, then
Technical
analytics.
accounting and audit knowledge,
Okay.
adaptability, and
Technical
then
accounting and audit knowledge.
yeah, I mean those are like the hard skills. Like you need to
Right.
have accounting and so basically I'm saying you need to have accounting and audit knowledge
Okay.
before you start auditing. You
Okay.
need to have like your foundation in accounting
Okay.
and you need to have knowledge in auditing as well. So those are like the hard skill because it's technical. You need
Right.
them.
Right.
But then when I'm looking at the soft skills, I'm looking at probably like time management,
Mm.
critical thinking, analytical skills. You get it, adaptability. You know, at times the business environment keeps changing, so you need to be adaptable to these changes as well.
Right.
So
Right.
that you need to be effective and efficient. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. That's great. And there's this trend that is going on these days, especially in the area of AI. We find AI
Yeah.
doing a lot of things. Some people are crying that AI is going to take their jobs away. Um, Others argue that it is those who don't know how to use AI who will lose their jobs. Yeah. So as an auditor, where do you see AI in your job, and how do you use AI? That's if you've started using AI.
Yes, thank you. I mean, recently we my firm has recently incorporated AI into auditing, and looking forward into the, I mean, years to come. I mean, we've all realized that we've accepted that AI has come to stay. So I think incorporating AI into auditing is will be very good because it's going to improve efficiency. One is going to improve performance, and then quality of work, whereby the time spent on one client on an engagement is going to be efficient in a way whereby the AI is going to help reduce most of the workloads you engage
Right.
in this year, so you can get assigned on multiple engagement. So aside it improving efficiency and performance and quality of work, at the end the AI cannot make the decision for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we, the auditors, need to still exercise professional judgment. So I believe the AI is there to improve these processes and guide us. But at the end, we have to apply our professional skepticism and then provide our professional judgment to the work as well. So, I mean, it's there to help us, but then also we, the humans, also need to do our part of the job by exercising our professional skepticism and then our professional judgment as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. You make a very valid point. And before we go ahead, I just got a message from a friend of mine who happens to be an auditor as well,
Oh,
and
nice.
he's sharing that he doesn't have an accounting background.
Oh,
Yes, but he's an intelligent lad, so I guess we can add intelligence as one of the skill sets you should
oh yes,
have.
it's needed. I mean, critical thinking, obviously
Yeah,
you need to have
yeah,
it. I
yeah.
mean, you don't really need to. I mean, now with the, I think there's information systems auditor. Yeah, yeah. So at times you don't really need to have like, let me say, deep accounting
Accounting
or this one, but
background.
you need to have at least a level of foundation, and then
Yeah,
people tend to use the information systems and then yeah, that channel to become an IT auditor. Yeah.
you're right.
I mean,
You're right. You're right. Now let's go a bit into the workspace. Every workspace has its own unique challenges. It could be
yeah.
the people you are working with or the company setup or anything. There can be a challenge here and there. Um, have you encountered any? You don't need to highlight what specifically you encountered, but if you have, how did you navigate your way around it? How did you um, stand above it or rise above that situation?
Yeah. Thank you. I think we are all different individuals, and each individual have like individual differences. So I myself am a difficult person to deal with at times. So I mean, I give people their grace when I meet such people. And then one important thing we need to learn in this workspace is emotional intelligence,
Right.
whereby you need to know when you just need to listen, and then maybe
Mm-hmm.
you should also know when to clarify things privately, and then you should know when to escalate it to become like a professional matter if necessary. So I think that we should put that in place whereby if someone steps on you or you're having a challenge with a colleague, you can personally walk up to the person and have a private conversation and then solve it between you guys. You don't really need to escalate it to become a work drama. So I think we should all give people graces because we all are very difficult people to deal with one way or the other. And then yeah,
Right,
apply
right,
emotional intelligence also because you
right.
may never know what someone is dealing with here.
That's so true. That's so true. And you make a very valid point there. So with that said, when you started working, um, what one advice or yeah, what advice would you give to young people? You know, your age mates, those who are yet to come, or even probably people who are even older than you. What's one mistake do you think young people make when they start working?
I think this is very popular in the social media space. I think they tend to rush the process.
Mm.
I don't know where they're in a hurry to,
Mm.
honestly,
I
but
like that.
they're
Rush
in a
the
hurry
process.
to reach somewhere. I don't they're in a hurry to reach a certain goal, but then I think like you need to build in the process. The process takes time. I mean, growth takes time, so you need to build in the process. Also,
Yeah.
another mistake I think young professionals do is that we are afraid to ask questions because we don't want to come off like, oh, we are inexperienced. People have the notion that if you ask too many questions, it means that you don't know what you're doing or you're inexperienced. But then I mean, asking thoughtful questions can also like it's part of the growing stage. And also I think the young professionals are looking to impress people instead of learning. Yeah. So I mean, they're looking to like impress people, but they're supposed to be learning. But yeah, and then also rushing the process instead of staying in the process and building the process, and then also not asking questions because they don't want to come off like they are inexperienced. I think those
Right.
are some mistakes that we, the young professionals, we tend to do here.
Right. 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 So whilst we are at the young advising the young professionals, what advice can you give to them now?
Take your time. Like it's a long way. Take your time. I think we shouldn't, and then also we shouldn't be too hard on ourselves. Like it's
Mm.
okay to make mistakes.
Mm.
For me, I think one thing I've learned is that if I make a mistake or maybe I feel that something I'm doing, I don't take it to heart or I don't make it like I'm the victim here. I try to learn from my mistakes or why it failed and then do better. I think people when they feel one to and then they just give up. So my advice to the youth is that like take your time, don't be too hard on yourself, and then when you fall down, just rise up again, go again. You never know when you're going to get it. So yeah, I mean it's not easy, but stay in the process. That's what I'll
Stay in
tell
the
them.
process. I like that. Viewers,
Yeah.
you are watching the Magnolia Career Chat Series, and we have Rosemary Na Ameli Ama, a Senior Associate Auditor. And now he's telling us that, look, you don't need to rush the process. You need to allow it to flow accordingly. So we are just going to wrap up in a bit. We'll take our last two questions and then we will wrap up. So now, um, this field of audit, if I want to enter into the audit space as a young
Yeah.
person, and I want some kind of advice, what would you tell me? Let's say we have people watching who are SHS leavers or somebody who has completed school. They are wondering, what should I go to school to study? Like we just discovered that somebody doesn't even have an accounting background. Someone has an accounting background. Both parties find themselves in the audit space. So if you are to advise somebody who probably is showing skills or characteristics of being vigilant, observant, detail oriented,
Yeah.
all the cool things that you mentioned, what
Yeah.
advice would you give to that person?
Yeah, thank you. I think first of all, don't be intimidated by the profession.
Mm,
Honestly,
mm, mm.
I mean, it sounds like hey, it's the victim, but first thing, don't be intimidated by the profession. And then everyone starts from somewhere. Like your friend says, he didn't have an accounting background, but right now he's in the audit space. So everyone starts from somewhere. And then I think what is more important is that you should be open and be willing to learn.
Mm.
Once you're open and be willing to learn, I think you can arrive at your destination. And then you should also, your attitude, your professionalism, and then your communication style. I mean, you need to develop a good communication style, because and your ability to work with people, because with auditing, you're always working with different people. You get assigned with different people. So I think that would be my advice. Don't be intimidated by the profession. Everyone starts from somewhere, and be willing to learn, be open to learn, and then your attitude, your professionalism, and then you develop a good communication style. I think you're good to go, especially being open to learn is really key. Like you continuously need to learn.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. If you were to recommend a book to any of the young people,
Yay.
to any of the young
I
people
like that
watching
one.
us, what
Yeah.
book would that be?
So recently, I discovered this book by Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I really recommend this book for every youth, because the book talks about, like, it gives you a strong purpose and a direction. It also talks about like character building and alignment, and then also life philosophy. I mean, I'll state just 3 habits. I
Okay.
don't state everything so that they go and read, because it's yeah. I mean,
Right.
the first point is you being proactive. It talks about you taking control of your life, your decision, and your choices, and not having to be like a victim of your circumstances.
Hmm.
And then also, I mean, another point is that you need to begin with the end. You need to begin with the end. Well, more or less, like you need to set your vision and your goals.
Right.
So, and then for me, I always apply this SMART goal that I learned from school. Your goals must be specific, it must be measurable, attainable, realistic, and
Mm.
time bound. If
Right.
you're setting a goal and you know that it's not realistic and time bound, trust me, you're not going to achieve any of it. But it's better not to start at all.
Mm.
So I think you need to put that in mind. And I think the last one, the seventh one, because I said I'll give only three so that they can go and read the food. So the seventh one is that you need to sharpen the saw, and that is you need to engage in continuous self improvement, and which is very key as a human being, because every day you're learning something new, so you need to be invested in yourself.
Right.
So please read your book, and I mean you can give your feedback to Michael to let me know how you guys enjoyed the book.
Nice one. So let's just
Yeah.
make sure everybody got it. So you said 7 habits of
Of Highly Effective
highly
People by
effective
Stephen
people.
Covey.
Stephen
Yeah.
Covey.
Covey,
Covey.
Covey,
Okay. COBE. All right.
Covey,
VE. Covey.
Covey,
Okay.
Vey.
Stephen Covey. All right, people. So there you have it. If you don't read any book at all,
Yeah.
then you don't need to let 7 habits of highly effective people pass you by.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pledge to go and look for this book,
Please
and
do. I
I'll
think
read
I
it
get it
myself.
online as well. Yeah.
Okay, is it a free copy online, or
No.
okay, they have to go and buy it? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll talk to my producers and see if we can get something
Yeah.
for
It's really a good book,
our loyal
honestly. I will
viewers.
encourage everyone to read it, because it gives you like a sense of direction and purpose, life philosophy, character building. It's very key. It's very key. I mean, to work in a business environment, you need it, especially your character building, life philosophy, how you see life when life choose something at you, how you just get up and then, be on your knee, be on your feet, and then survive it, and then still keep thriving is very key. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
I mean, life is full of surprises.
I
So
like
please
that.
read the book.
I like
Yeah,
that.
if see how I'm talking about the book.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see. I can see
I
you are actually very excited about the book, and that's a good thing.
yes, I
That's a
am, because
good thing.
it
Yeah.
did change my life.
Mm.
So yes,
That's a good
yes,
thing. I like
good.
that. I like that. Now,
Yeah.
if you had to go back in time to advise your younger self,
Ooh, back in time.
yeah, to
Hmm.
advise your younger self, what would you tell your younger self?
Oh, this is happy sad question. I'll tell myself, hey, nah, take it easy. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Mm,
I mean, life is a hustle, but enjoy the moment. I think I was too hard on myself. So I think I'll tell myself to take a break, like, take it
right,
easy.
right,
Take it easy. Yeah.
right,
Don't be too
right,
hard on yourself. I mean, life happens. Don't be too
right.
hard.
I like that. Don't be too hard
Yeah.
on yourself.
Yeah. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Life
Yeah.
happens. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. No, before we wrap up, there's a culture we have, or a tradition we have on this show. what
Aish.
what question what question would you like us to ask the next guest?
Oh, wow. Hmm. Okay. Okay, I got one. So, then I mean, the next guest. My question to the next guest: what skill do young professionals underestimate today that will be very critical in the next 5 years?
Like that. What skill
Yeah.
do
Do young
they
professionals underestimate
underestimate?
today that will be critical in the next 5 years?
Okay, that's
Yeah.
that's a pretty cool question.
Yeah. It's really yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
a pretty cool question. All right, now thank you very much. We appreciate your time, viewers. All too soon, we've come to the end of today's conversation. It's been a very insightful one. Before we go away, I'm going to find out from our producers if we've had any questions in the chat space, and then we can answer them. If not, we will wrap up and then we can go away.
all right,
So I'm
shoot
just
right
finding
away.
out from my producers if we have some questions in the chat area. If not, just 1 second. Okay, so let me just read out a few comments in the space. So we have Alan Tripp saying that true, auditors are there to protect you by identifying issues before they become bigger problems. Right, which
I
reaffirming,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
reaffirming
Yeah.
some of the things you mentioned earlier. He also said a good audit isn't about finding faults, it's about identifying the risks, strengthening processes, and helping the organization to improve.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, that's nice. We also have another question from William Budu. It says, so far, is your audit experience what you would say? Wait, I'm not reading this well. So far, in your audit experience, what would you say is your favorite industry and why?
Hey. This question is
What is it, a
I mean,
difficult
I
one?
mean, I like all sectors. I mean, both private, public, NGO. I mean, so far as I'm learning something new, I'm always happy to be in any of the sectors assigned to me. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you the next one. What is your plan for the next 5 years?
Ooh,
That's
I, I,
end
I
of
do
the
have a
day.
plan in mind.
You don't have a plan in mind.
I said I
Oh,
do
you
have
do
a
have a
plan
plan
in
in mind.
mind.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So are you going to
All
share?
right. Am I supposed to share? But I
It's
do
fine.
have
It's
a
fine.
plan
If
in
it's
mind.
private, no, you don't have to share. You don't have to share. I'm sure we can all appreciate that some things are private.
But definitely they'll see me here after achieving those. I mean, they'll see me here again. I mean, uh, on the
Yeah,
on this platform,
right.
sharing my new plans. Yeah.
Okay, so okay, that I like that. So we'll just take the last two questions, and saying that do you think Ghana lacks auditors?
Do I think Ghana lack auditors?
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't lack auditors. They have experienced auditors
Mm.
here, so they don't like auditors. They do
Okay.
have
Okay.
experienced
All
auditors.
right. So we have experienced auditors.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's take the final question. It says, tell us about audit and avoiding corruption. In our country, Ghana, there's a level of corruption in every sector. So tell us about audit and corruption. That's a very nice question.
Like I said earlier,
Mm-hmm.
you see, you made a statement where like, oh, auditors are there to catch fraud. I mean,
Yeah.
it's part of our process, you know. Audit is to identify weakness, like I mean, the person said to strengthen internal controls,
Mm-hmm.
to assess risks, and then to identify mistakes, errors, fraud as well, and then maybe any unusual transactions. Now, when we identify these issues, we bring it to management management notice that these are the issues we have found and we make a recommendation, and then managers are also supposed to provide a response to these issues and then also implement the best solution to the problem. So After that, the next year we go for the audit, we inquire about the process, that the new process they've put in place to ensure to mitigate this kind of issues we've identified, and then we go from there. So I think that with, I can't definitely say for corruption, but then I think that with issues we have identified, we make sure that the next year we come for the audit, we ensure that these controls are put in place. And then once we do that current year audit, and then we know that the mistakes we found from the prior year has mitigated or has reduced, we know that the controls are put in place and it is working. So it's one step at a time.
One
So
step at a
yeah,
time. One step
yeah.
at a time. I see you have an admirer. I see that
Oh, hi.
they've retracted their question. But yeah, they were asking you should drop your number, but you're not going to drop your number. No worries. All right, viewers, thank you very much. Now, thank you very much for
Thank
making this a
you.
very insightful and fun session for us. I believe that everyone who joined us today has benefited, and anyone who watches this video later would also benefit a great deal from this. Thank you. I think there's one more. I'm gonna ask permission from my producer to take this last question, and then we can just close. I see someone is asking. I see Loretta is asking a question. Okay. All right. Okay. So there it is. How do we promote honest auditing in Ghana when auditors themselves get biased by their own findings? Hmm.
When auditors are what?
They are a bit biased by their own findings, I guess.
Oh, when the person says biased, biased from which angle? How are we biased with our findings?
Loretta, so yeah, tell us how are they? How do you think auditors are biased by their
Biased with our
findings?
findings.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to put out there is, before we go on audits, there is this independence declaration questionnaire that we fill,
Mm.
especially because one of the traits is like familiarity trait, whereby
Okay.
should I have an interest in that company operations, is likely going to influence my audit opinion or my audit. Yeah. So when it happens like that, there's this independence declaration questionnaire that we fill to ensure that we have no ties with that company. I mean, you, the
Okay.
individual, do not have any ties in that company, neither does any relative of yours, or
Right.
you have no
Right.
interest in that company, just to avoid conflict of interest. So, should there be a case where you're going to audit a client and we found out that, oh, you have an interest or there's a conflict of interest in that matter, that person is replaced by another person. So,
Okay.
just to put it out there, we do all those checks to ensure that you do not have an interest in that company that's going to influence your audit opinion.
Right.
When
Then
that
I
happens,
guess that
you need to let
satisfies
the
the
team know,
right.
yeah, and then
Right.
we replace you. So when a person says bias, I need to know the angle is coming from, because we make sure all those things
Yeah.
are put out there before
I
we
mean, per
go
your
to the audit.
explanation, I think that solves the bias concern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
we do check that.
Yeah. Yes. And NYGA's adding to the fact that yeah, auditors need to have emotional intelligence, which you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier in the conversation. Right. Okay. All right, viewers. This is all we can take for now. Thank you very much. And remember to follow this page if you haven't followed. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and help us to increase our numbers. Share this page or this channel on your WhatsApp statuses, on your Facebook statuses, anywhere and everywhere, so that we can grow this channel. Thank you very much. And we will see you hopefully on the second Saturday of next month. Do have a lovely
Thank
day.
you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.